Hey there. So I'm talking a little bit about shoulder self-treatment tonight. There's going to be 5 key areas in the shoulder complex that I'm going to make little pit stops on. Now these little pit stops may be about 30 seconds. If there's no tension or no tone that we feel there, we move on to the next. If there's a little more irritation or a little more soreness, we spend a little more time in those areas to loosen those guys up a little bit. So here are the 5 areas that we're going to start with. So the 5 areas that we start with, most of them are going to be on the back side of the shoulder. There's going to be one on the side of our arm and one in the front. So number 1 and number 2, that's going to be our rotator cuff. So we have a muscle called the supraspinatus, which is number 1, and we have infraspinatus, which is on the back side of our shoulder blade, is number 2. We have the lateral arm line pretty much across our deltoid and all the way up and down the upper arm is number 3. Number 4 is going to be around the shoulder blade. And number 5 is going to be in the pec muscle in the front of our chest. Now, I actually threw about 3 to 4 rounds this weekend, and honestly, I am most sore at number 5 in my chest. So I've been doing a lot of work like that on myself. So we're going to take a soft massage ball, again, similar to what we did with the elbow, and then we're going to have a tennis ball peanut made of 2 tennis balls that have been taped together with some kind of a cloth tape or athletic tape. This works really well for number 3, and the rubberized massage ball works really good for the rest. So we're gonna start going with the fibers of the muscle. So number 1, you can see we're going across this direction. Number 2, we're going in this direction. Number 3, up and down this way. That's the way the muscle fibers run. Number 4 is gonna be up and around the shoulder blade, kind of in a half moon shape. And number 5, our pec muscle is kind of a fan-shaped muscle, so we kind of pick and choose different angles that we go on. Again, each one of these pit stops, we're gonna say about 30 seconds. If it's a little bit sore, we spend a little more time, and we may work upwards of 1 minute. So I'm gonna start with that rubberized massage ball, put it about halfway on my shoulder here. I'm gonna slowly turn myself around to the back side so I can capture that around the back of my shoulder. I like to give myself a little bit of a hug to kind of get my shoulder out of the way a little bit to expose a little more of that muscle fiber. And I'm gonna spend, again, about 30 seconds in the back of that shoulder. Number 1 is a little bit higher, and number 2, again, a little bit lower. 30 seconds, if I don't have any discomfort, I'm gonna move on to the next. So number 1 and number 2 are done in this fashion. I'll skip ahead to number 4 since I'm here. I'm just gonna be a little bit further back into my shoulder, and I'm just going in that half moon shape as I keep that arm away from myself so I can get right in between where that shoulder blade meets into my spine here. And same thing, about 30 seconds. That one's a little more sore to me, so I might spend a little more time on this one. Number 5 is gonna be the front of that chest, which we're gonna take that on a corner, and I can shove my chest right into that. And same thing, we're going in a couple different directions, really kind of massaging through that muscle, stopping at any points that feel like they were a little bit stiff or sore. So this thing fits really nicely right on the side of my arm, and I can go all the way up and down the side. This is probably one of my favorites that a lot of people don't get to. This is one of my pearls here for the upper body. This is gonna clean up a lot of shoulder issue. Start really high, almost right under that bone right there where my deltoid is. And at first I'm gonna just start to go nice and easy up along that fiber. And then I'm gonna start to go a little bit further up and down, almost to where my elbow is. And again, I'm gonna make any pit stops I need to and spend as much time as I need to working on that area. So these 5 areas are the first thing I'm gonna have people do if they see me for a shoulder issue and start to clean up any of the muscular issues we have around the shoulder. Hopefully this information helps you to throw well, and maybe I'll see you on the course soon.